mo'olelo time, and we're gonna be sharing some special mo'olelo today. If you know of any other ʻohana that would like to have some mo'olelo time with their ʻohana, make sure the kupuna are gathered. Go bring auntie, uncle, keiki. Of course, the people in your hale. Don't bring the whole kaiaulu over. We're still trying to be safe. But yeah, maybe go text some friends and let them know to come and join us. We love having people on Zoom so that we can, you know, have some conversations. Although some people are also joining us on Facebook Live, and we're like streaming on all kinds of pages. So, you know, it's not just the Ka Makana page. We have so many partners out there that are really supporting us to get more programming out. And so we're really excited, you know, as more people are joining us. We usually get started right when kanikahola. So I see about 3 more minutes on my clock, and so we're gonna get started soon. So thank you everybody for joining in. We're again really excited, and you know, this morning we had a really good session. For those of you that did join us, we were hoi kaika kino with Makana and with our all her ohana keiki. So that was fun. You know, got our heart racing, you know, so our olakino is really good, but you know, we also in the afternoon is a good time to nanea a little bit with ohana, have some ohana time. So we're really excited again to be hosting this special session. So we'll be getting started soon, and we'll have some interactive activities. So I'm gonna actually start to share my screen here, which will let people know that we'll be starting very soon. So hold on tight, everybody. We'll be getting started in 2 minutes. Okay. Awesome. I see more people joining us. Again, we're live on Zoom. If you're also watching us maybe on Facebook Live, some of you may also be joining us on YouTube. You know, you're welcome to join us also on Zoom, because Zoom is actually the chat window that we have up that we get to monitor really closely. Luckily, we also have some tech team friends that are here providing some back-end support, and some are also helping us watch the chat on Facebook. So you'll have an opportunity there to put in some mana'o, but come join us on Zoom too. That's where all the action is. Yeah, so pretty soon, give us another minute. We're letting people get olu in their hale, get a little comfortable, and then we'll be getting started. You know, maybe you want to get your pillow and get comfortable, you know, nanea in front of your computer. Maybe some of you are watching on a TV. Maybe you're watching it off of your phone, you know. Nowadays, we've got so many options. So just really excited to have everyone. No leila wakani no kahola, hola elua keia. So I'm gonna move it right along here to our next slide. Okay, so usually our first Haavina we like to know is, where are you tuning in from? So if you can go into the chat and tell us where you are tuning in from. Maybe you're from Hawaiʻi Island. Maybe you're like myself, I'm here on Kauai. Let us know there in the chat. One of our presenters are coming in from Aotearoa, and I wonder if we have some ʻohana from Aotearoa. So I see people joining us from Aiea, also here in Hanapepe, from Kaneʻohe, San Diego, California, Hawaiʻi, Kapa'a, aloha e ka ʻohana Rasi Fukino, Ha'iku Maui, Moloka'i, Nu'uanu Oahu, aloha, Eva Beach, Kenai Maui. Oh, we got people from all over. We got a few others from here in Hanapepe. Wow, I'm so happy for our Hanapepe ʻohana. Mahalo nui. Hawaii Island. They might be my next door neighbor, you guys. Maryland, we have ʻohana joining us from Maryland. Moʻokūʻauhau, also from Kauai. So yeah, keep them coming. Hau'ula Oahu, aloha no. Aloha e ka'iulani. And oh, so exciting. I wonder if we have, I see on this Palapala Aina I chose, we also have Federated States of Micronesia, Palau, Mariana Islands. I wonder if we have any ʻohana out there. Maybe even American Samoa. Maybe we need to do some outreach and just have it, even have them come on as presenters. That would be really fun. So aloha again to everybody, and mahalo for jumping in the chat. And maybe if you're watching this later on in the recorded session, you can still add in to Facebook and tell us where you're coming from. That's just really exciting to know as a ʻohana that we're all engaging in these different ways. And so I was thinking also about another fun question, so that we can also get a little engaged here. And sometimes when we're in circles, people will say, which kupuna do you want to send aloha and bring into the circle? So my question is, which va'a do you want to send aloha to today? And for me, and I'll start, you know, as people are going to put it in the chat there. You know, I chose to wear my ʻemau shirt. So I'm going to say aloha to the ʻohana va'a makali'i. And aloha to all the ʻohana, to all my holo queens out there. That's why I wear this special papale. So tell us, which va'a do you want to send aloha to today? If there's a va'a that you're thinking of, ʻohana va'a, maybe many of us are familiar with Mama Hokule'a. Maybe, oh, I see Namahoe, sending aloha out to Namahoe. Aloha no. Any other va'a that you guys want to send some aloha to? Mo'okiha o pi'ilani, aloha no. O waila, waiho aku. What about kanehuna moku, hiki ana lia? There we go. Yeah, so we're seeing some of the different va'a that are being listed there. So aloha to all our ʻohana va'a and to the ʻohana of Papa Mau and many who have done the good work of, you know, really bringing these moʻolelo and this way of life into our community. So aloha. So I'd like to do a really quick ho'olauna, and we're excited to have our presenters with us. And I'm Malia Nobriga Oliveira, and just really excited to be joining all of you today. So I'm gonna maybe mute for a few seconds here and let our special presenters come on and introduce themselves. Aloha.
E aloha mai kako o wau ke ia o Manuwai Peters ke kahi o nā leo waha, hai waha I ke ia la. Aia wau I kailua o ahu e noho maluhia nei loko kahale. Nui ka pihoehoe kako o I ke wahi moʻolelo be Nālani Wilson-Hokowhitu no leila. Aloha, kia ora.
Is that yours? Aloha kākou, no moloka inui a hina a me kalapana ko maua moʻokūʻauhau. Noho wau me koʻu hana I Aotearoa I kia manawa. O Nālani Wilson-Hokowhitu ko inoa. No laila, kia ora no Aotearoa. Aloha, velina mai.
Ai, aloha no, a kia ora ho'i ka ʻohana me ka whanau ma Aotearoa, aloha no. Okay, so the presentation today is called Ka Makana of Voyaging Moʻolelo. So I'm gonna turn it over, and like I said, get a little bit comfortable and bring your ʻohana around. And you're welcome to continue to introduce yourselves and say where you're tuning in from in the chat. But yeah, we're excited for this moʻolelo. So over to the two of you. Aloha.
Mahalo, Malia. So the story, yes, that we're going to be reading today is called Ka Makana, the present. And you have to listen very, very carefully all the way until the end of the moʻolelo, because at the end, we're going to be asking everyone out there if they know what the makana was. What was this makana that was found? And also to think if in the beginning, we talk a little bit about the moon. And so at the end, we also want to hear who was it that was in the moon? And we'll talk about that at the very end of the moʻolelo. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. I will share with you that this moʻolelo was partly inspired while sailing on the Kanu Hokulea. And yeah, so that's where it came about. There is a woman who lives in the moon and watches over travelers at night. I had a dream, and in my sleep, I was the ocean. When I woke the next day, I told my younger brother that we would sail across Moana Nui a Kea.
Aiala, he wahine e noho ana I ka mahina me ka mālama ana I nā kamahele o ka pō. I loko o kona moiʻuhane, o iala no ka moana. I ke ala ana aʻe, ua haʻi aku ʻoia I kona kaikunane. E hoʻokele ana no ka ua I o Moana Nui a Kea la.
My name is Kaliko Kalani. My name has many meanings and refers to the potential of the universe. The liko is the bud of the ohialehua tree that takes root in the crevices of lava rock and grows into a forest.
O ka liko kalani no kona inoa. He mau manao o ia inoa. O na hiki a pao ke ao ke kahi manao. O ke kahi manao e ae, o ia no ka liko ka lauho o ke kumu o hia lehua. Ke kumula au e ulu I kaika ana ma na Manuwai pele. A lilo a kula ia I ki puka.
My younger brother is Ka'aukai. His name means the voyager. We are Kanaka'aukai, the voyaging people. We carry the names of our great-great-grandmother, Kaliko Kalani Ka'aukai from Kalapana, Hawaiʻi. We are also born from Molokaʻi Nui a Hina.
O Ka'aukai kona kaikunane, kona pōkiʻi. O ka mea hoʻokele ka manao o koia nei inoa. O ka naka'aukai ka ʻohana o laua. He poʻe hoʻokele o ke ao. Ua ilina maila ia inoa mai ia Kaliko Kalani Ka'aukai. Ko laua kupuna wahine kualua. No Kalapana Hawaiʻi mai oia. Ano Molokaʻi Nui a Hina mai ke kahi mau kupuna o laua.
It took Ka'aukai and I many moons to build our canoe to sail over the ocean blue. We had many helpers along the way. Nā akua, nā aumakua, nā kupuna were always watching, protecting, guiding, and watching over us, like Elepaio, who attentively helped us find a healthy koa tree to make our canoe.
Ua kālai a kāpili laua I ka wa'a I loko nā mahina he nui. A nui nā mea I kokua mai ia laua. Nā akua, nā aumakua, me nā kupuna no hoi. Nā lako I alaka'i a kia'i I ka hana. E like hoi me Elepaio, ka mea nana I kuhi aku I ke kumula au kupono no ia wa'a.
Honu patiently watched us as we chipped away at the hulls. Ka'okai carved one hull and I carved the other.
Me honu ho'i ka mea I nāna aku me ke aho nui a lawa I ka I ka wa'a a pa'a. Nā ka'aukai I ka lai ke kahi kino wa'a, a nā kaliko kalani ka lai ke kino wa'a e a'e.
Everyone helped us with the weaving of the sails and gathering food for our journey. We had spent our entire lives guided by our ʻohana, observing the sky, sunrises and sunsets, phases of the moon, stars, ocean currents and tides, winds, clouds, rains, fish, birds, and animals.
Ua nui no nā 5 aloha I ulana I nā pe'a. Ai ohi pū I ka mea ai no ko lawa hua ka iloa. O nā ike a kupuna kai ala ka I alaua. Ua a'o mai no I ke kilo ana I ka lani, ka lā, nā hoku, ka moana, ke ao nui me ke ao iki. Nā makani, nā ao, nā ua, nā i'a, nā manu, a me nā holoholo na āpau no ho'i.
The day finally came, and after prayers and ceremony, we set sail. We had not been gone long when Ka'okai began missing home.
A hiki mai la ka lau ka hua ka iloa, o pauna pule a paupu ka ho'ola'a ana, o ka holomo ana no ia. A holo akula, li'u ole, ha'o o ka aukai kona aina hanau.
Our aumakua, Mano, was with Ka'okai as he longed for our ʻohana and the place from which we had come.
Ua pili na e ke kahi aumakua o Mano, me ka aukai, iaia e kuko ana I ka ʻohana a me kona aina hanau.
Kauai'ula observed that my gaze was set on the horizon. I was determined to move forward. While Ka'okai was looking back to what once was, I was focused on looking ahead and toward the future. Surrounded entirely by ocean and sky, we soon became disoriented. We didn't know how to get home, and we didn't know if we would find another shore.
Ua kilo mai o Kauai'ula I ko kaliko ka lani hakilo ana aku I ka hala wai. No ka I kaika o ia nei ka holomo ana me ia wa'a. Eia na'e, ia ka aukai e alawa ana ia hope I ka wai hala, ua kau o kaliko ka lani kona maumaka I mua I ka wā e hiki mai ana. O iai ua puni lawa I ka moana wale no, ua hele lawa hui kau I ka pohihi. Pehea lawa e hiki aku ai ka aina hoa pai.
Ka'okai grew very sad and made the canoe tremble with his fear. He said, "You brought us out here and I'm missing home." I had felt so strong, so confident and determined, but now all I felt was defeat. Large teardrops flooded my vision. In our despair, Ka'okai and I held each other in a loving embrace and cried.
Ua ulu ke kaumaha I loko o ka aukai. No koia nei lu'ulu'u nui I ho'onauewe ka wa'a. I maila ia nei ia kaliko kalani me ka nuku. Nao no I lawe a kau I ka lipo ka moana. Alohe akula o kaliko kalani ia mahua ʻŌlelo. Ua hua e ke kana lua I loko ona. E mo'ole, halo'i kona maumaka. I loko ia paupau aho, ua kilipue lawa ke kahi I ke kahi me ke aloha nui a ue I hola laua.
Suddenly, we heard a sound. Then it was silent. The sound came again. When I lifted my head, Large tears fell like moondrops glistening, and I saw a mama kohala right next to our canoe. She was so large that she looked like an island in the middle of the ocean. The moon was full that night, and when I looked up at the stars, I could see the pathway from which we had come. And I knew in my na'au that there would be land ahead.
Aia hoi, lohea kula lawa I ke kani nui me ka pūha, a malie maila, a kani homa ia pūha. Ya kaliko kalani I leha I luna, I kulu I hola ai kona waimaka. A ikia ela oia he kohola ma kohine nui e puni ana I ka waa. Me he mea la, he moku puni lana. Ua mahea lani ka mahina ia po, ai ka nana ana e ka ina hoku, I kia kula o kaliko kalani I kiala a lawa I ho'okele mai ne. Ia manawa no, I pae kona na ao me ke kahihi. A laila, I ke pono I hola oia, a ia e ka aina I mua pono.
We had found the present, our greatest gift. The moment that our past and future meet, we realized that the present is always happening if we simply stop and listen. The present is the moment when you realize that your ancestors are with you, surrounding you, guiding your journey. My brother Ka'okai and I learned this when we felt lost and alone. But when Mama Kohola visited us, we could feel our connectedness to all and everything. Eo, Heina lives in the moon. She spoke to me that night and came to me in my dreams. She is guiding this journey. This is her story, and it is just the beginning.
Ua loa'a ia lawa ka makana nui, o ka manawa nei. O ka manawa ia ke halawai ka waihala me ka wā e hiki mai ana. O ka manawa nei ka manawa e ho'omapopo ai, aia kona mau kupuna me ia. Nā lawa I a'o I ke ia I ka lipo lipo o ka moana. I ka wā I pili ai lawa me kohola makuahine, ua pili pū me nā mea a pau o ke ao. Ai, aia la o hina I ka mahina. Nāna I ʻŌlelo aku ia kaliko kalani ia po me ka moe uhane. Ua ala ka'i o hina I keia hua ka'i loa. O keia ko hina mo ʻŌlelo, a kahi no a ka'au aku.
Well, mahalo. Thank you so much for spending time listening to our mo'olelo. So we have some questions for the audience now, and we're wondering if there are any keiki out there who know what Ka Makana is. What is Ka Makana? Anyone out there want to respond on the chat?
Sure. Let's see. We're going to ask our friends out there. We have, people from all over the Pai'aina and even outside. Let us know, what is the makana? What do you think is the makana? If you can put it in the chat there. Any brave ones? You can guess. Just take a guess out there and let us know, what do you think is the makana? What is that gift that they were referring to? Anyone want to try? Earlier I saw people mentioning that they really like the format of the reading in the different languages. They're also very appreciative of the illustrations.
Ooh, I see someone very familiar out there, Whakarongotai Hokowhitu, who is my sister here. And she says the Ka Makana is stay in the present. Mai kai whakarongotai. Yeah. So that is the Ka Makana is a play on the English word present. Yeah. And that's how that title came to be. So, and then there was also a wahine in the moon. Who was that? Anyone out there from a special island that is special to both Manuwai and I, that we moʻokūʻauhau to. Who was in the moon? There any children out there?
Who is in the moon?
Children of all ages, from 1 to 100, can participate.
Any guesses out there? Kaliko is a guess. Hina is a guess.
Yeah, Moana McAdams out there is, yep, got lots of Hina coming up. Maikai. So yes, this is actually a Hina story. So there are many moʻolelo in the moʻolelo. So this book is actually based on my research at the university about women voyagers. And so when I was researching about women voyagers, there was a story that came out of Tahiti, and it was actually about Hina and Ru. And so it was a brother and sister, and they depart out of Te Ara a Hina, named after the passageway of Hina. So that's where they set sail. And Hina ends up voyaging across the whole of the Pacific. So we see her name everywhere. And I think one of the largest reasons why we're seeing her name is because she was voyaging. And after exploring not just this region, but the whole earth, Hina's love of voyage didn't stop there. And so on the night of the full moon, when it was shining bright and invitingly, she decided to actually voyage into the moon. And so that's what this image is on the front cover. It's actually of Hina's voyage into the moon. And so when we hear a moʻolelo like that, we know that our ancestors not only voyaged across Moana Nui Akea, but voyaged into the cosmos, voyaged into the moon. So, you know, later when they start asking you, who was the first person to go to the moon, you can say, oh, well, that's easy. That was Hina.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I might be going off on tangents there, but
it's good to hear the moʻolelo behind the moʻolelo, you know, especially coming straight from the authors. In some of our other sessions, we invited hakumele, and it's always so special to hear that moʻolelo that comes from the writer themselves. And so, you know, we're just really blessed to have both of you as ʻohana members share your ʻohana moʻolelo. And we do have a question from La'iku in the chat. And La'iku asks, how long did this book take to make?
That's a really good question. In terms of the illustrations, they took a while because I'm a mama and I work as well. I want to give a shout out to Te Kotahi Research Institute, because I was working as a research fellow, and Leonie Pihama actually gave me, well, she encouraged me to make the children's book. And so I think sometimes it's hard when it's on your own time, but basically over the course of 3 years, I did all of the illustrations in watercolor. So that took time, but I can tell you, moʻolelo can come like that. So the way the moʻolelo actually came was in a dream. It came in a dream. And in the dream, in the early hours of the morning, it was very, very clear. And the next day I waited until it was quiet in the house because I have children. And I sat down with a piece of white paper and a black pen, and I hand wrote the story. And that probably took maybe a half hour. So the moʻolelo really flowed. And for me, it's more like poetry than, you know, I feel like I could work on the story a little bit more because I'm new to this. But yeah, so the moʻolelo, like if you have moʻolelo coming up, just write them down. Just, you know, don't worry if you have a computer, just get any piece of paper, write it down. And any little part of your moʻokūʻauhau can grow into its own moʻolelo. So like I was telling Manuwai that the mano in this moʻolelo this was a real tricky one because the people in the art studio were so confused. Like, why did you have a mano with Kaʻokai when he was sad? And that this mano has its own moʻolelo. So Kaliko Kalani Kaʻokai was born and raised in Kalapana, and her father was Kaʻokai, Kanakaʻokai. He would go out every day and he would fish. But when he was out fishing, he would always give his first catch to his mano, to the mano that would actually follow his wa'a. And the name of that our ʻohana mano is Ke Li'i Lawai'a. So this is a story that was actually passed down by my father. And I feel like this could grow into its own story, even though it's only one page and one sentence here. But the idea is that when leaving the shore, when leaving home, Kaʻokai begins missing home, but mano goes with and follows the wa'a. And while Kaʻokai is longing for home, at that moment, he's actually not seeing that home is with him. Mano is there with him. Yeah, so that's one moʻolelo within the moʻolelo. There's many. Yeah.
So I see another question out there in the chat. It says, are there other women like Hina?
So is the question if there are other voyaging wahine that we know of? Is that the question?
I'm not too sure. Maybe Williama, you can clarify that in yes, she's saying, I think it's a she. Says yes. He or she. Kalamai.
Yeah, so like at the beginning of this book, I did end up writing a bit about this research. And then what I also did was I put the references in the back of the book. So I think one of the most important references is Kapo'i Kahiko, and that's by Ka Makana. And what becomes important there is that I think there's a real distinction between akua, and I'm welcome for us to have a conversation here. But it's important to recognize that the English translation is often God, but akua are ancestors. So what is cool about Ka Makana is that he actually is saying that our akua, our ancestors, came from kahiki as humans do. That is by canoe. So the question isn't so much if there are other women voyages out there, because that answer is easy. That answer is yes. What becomes difficult is actually locating that mana'o. And the reason for that is because the ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi version was actually cut down and portions of it were excluded from the texts that were written in English. So there was a whole section that Noinoi Silva actually found, and it listed off several different wahine. Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manuwai, I was gonna ask you, like, what was it like to come in and to work together and to have ʻŌlelo Hawaii version of it? Did the English come first and then you translated it, or is it kind of like in Mele where you put in all these kauna into the different words in the ʻŌlelo Hawaii part?
So the English text came first, and after Nālani shared it, I thought, oh gosh, we gotta like put this in Hawaiian so we can have greater transmission of the story, especially for our Hawaiian language speaking keiki and ʻohana. So I took that upon myself, upon her approval, to go ahead and unuhi it. And I did more or less a literal translation, but there were times here and there where I tried to sneak in some, poetical references like ikeao nui, ikeao iki, these things about the big current and the small current. Of course, that plays well with the voyaging story too, right? The currents. More or less a literal translation, and try to keep it simple in how the words I chose so that it can be kind of stick true to Nālani's original intention. But when I first started translating it, I had to kind of grapple between, it kind of goes in this dream and it's like, well, hey, who are the characters and it's in this different reality, right? So it was kind of fun exploring that space because it was sort of like it was very fantasy on one level, yet it was a real story at the other level too. So it's kind of neat to try and interweave the past and the present. So it wasn't until after many talking with Nālani that I got my own like sense of, oh, this is what the story is saying. You know, it's right there in front of you, but until you play with it and think about it and have these discussions, you might not know what the makana is or the deeper meaning of the makana. So thank you to Nālani for sharing this with our family and capturing the story for future generations as well.
Oh yeah. Mahalo yaʻoe, Manuwai. It's honestly, I feel like with the ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi, it's so beautiful. I can't help but feel like that's the best part is the ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi. And I do acknowledge Manuwai because I think like sometimes I have, you know, I'm a little bit like that, sort of dreamy. And so the fact that he was able to take that not just from one language, but into another language with another epistemology, he did that really well. Yeah, so I love listening to it today. You know, it's just my favorite part.
I want to encourage our ʻohana out there, if you have any questions that you would like to ask of our authors here and our illustrators and our publishers, I mean, please go ahead and add those questions into the chat. This is your opportunity to learn more, you know, about this process. And maybe just to kind of start us off as people are thinking of their questions, yeah, like what kind of advice would you give? You started to say some of this earlier, but what kind of advice would each of you give to aspiring authors, you know, that maybe we want to publish our own moʻolelo from our family and from our aina, or to honor the land and the place names and really capture that story of today? What would you advise us to get started with?
Go ahead, cousin.
If you go, Manuwai.
I was just gonna say, just to ask questions to your family members, and some of us don't have kupuna anymore because our grandparents are gone maybe, or our grand aunts and uncles, but even your parents, if you still have them around, and siblings who might have heard stories that you didn't hear because you were too busy doing something else. But I think it starts, these kind of moʻolelo starts with your family stories. And so I know Nālani's dad, my uncle Herb Wilson, was always listening, and he always loved to retell these stories. So because of him, we have some of these fragments of our own family history. So in this, you can create a story out of anything really, but oftentimes our stories are grounded in some kind of family tradition or moʻolelo handed down. So these are great. And in any language, really, whatever language you want to capture it in. I'm just crazy about putting things into Hawaiian so it can have a greater viewership and readership. And I know sometimes people have like this kind of a opinion about, oh, you should create the story first in Hawaiian and then make it in English if you want to share it out. But at any point, like whatever language it might come to you in, it can always be put into another language, not necessarily in Hawaiian. So I know for Nālani, this story is going to go into Maori, I hope, at some point, so it can be shared with all the Maori families there in Aotearoa too, so they can enjoy the story in their language. But just like Nālani said, just write down the story, start writing, capturing, videotaping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to actually say aloha kiora to Kaden, who's out there. Pre-K is the message here, and it says that he loved the story. And so yeah, it's really nice to know that there's some keiki out there who are able to listen to the story. Just to go back to your question, Malia, one thing I would really encourage is to just go for it. So like this book, I ended up creating a publishing company called Halavai Publishing and self-published this version of the book. And that was because I first did go to Hawaii and I put it forth to a couple of different publishers. And I had a deadline because I was going to be exhibiting all of the artwork at the Arts Post exhibition, and I really wanted to make sure that there were copies of the artwork and the story for the exhibition. And that's what actually jump-started me to just go ahead and self-publish. The upside to self-publishing is that you've got free range to do what you want. The downside is that it's an investment. So you actually have to cover the cost of the printing and then hope that you can kind of break even on that. So that's something I'm still working on. The other thing about self-publishing is that it's autonomous, you know, so it's pretty cool that the author is selling you the book, and hopefully they could do so at maybe a more affordable price, and then it goes straight back to the people who created the book. So far, I'm just working on breaking even, but let's see.
People are wondering where they can get the book.
Oh, so yeah, this is actually one of the last copies I have in hand at the moment right now. But I am saving up to do another print run. And I also would like to do a print run entirely in ʻŌlelo, Hawaii. This one was just here in Aotearoa initially. So it's just in the English language. And then Manuwai and I were talking about whether or not we would have a book where, let's say it's English on one side, then you flip it over and you have the ʻŌlelo Hawaii. But we didn't want to put the two leo, you know, side by side. We decided we can always still talk about that, Manuwai. Yeah, so again, you know, in many ways, this is a rough draft of sorts. And we're still in that process of developing. And Manuwai actually was looking at getting it online, getting it live and possibly interactive, with where you could change the languages back and forth. So he might be able, you can think about other venues, you know, it doesn't have to be the physical print, maybe something more sustainable, more ecological, like getting it up online. What do you think, Manuwai?
So those are all good ideas. And I see on the chat, people want to pre-order. Gotta go back and look at the chat later, right? That's so cool. Mahalo, everybody.
Oh, mahalo nui. Mahalo nui.
We're really excited. I mean, at least we have this resource now because this is being recorded. So if you ever want to go back and experience the mo'olelo again in both languages, you know, this will be saved on our different platforms, and we'll also be putting it into our vaihona.net, which we're launching. So everybody can go check there as well. You know, I think I saw another question there. Oh, yeah. So I know this, but I'm going to let you answer it. How did you two meet? Is there a resource of Hawaiian speakers available to help unuhi from English?
So I'm very, very lucky because Manuwai is my cousin. And he has always been a huge resource and leader for our ʻohana. Yes, we lived on Molokaʻi together, and he was a kumu on Molokaʻi of ʻŌlelo Hawaii. So for me, I knew immediately who I would go to in terms of the ʻŌlelo Hawaii. Nowadays, I'm blown away by how many amazing up-and-coming ʻŌlelo Hawaii kanaka there are out there. So, I mean, there's, what do you think, Manuwai? You probably have connections.
Oh, yeah. So we met when we were wee kids, you know. I'm just a little bit older than Nālani. But I see some questions coming up. So there are so many amazing Hawaiian language speakers out there, both young and old, that are coming out of different corners throughout the Pai'aina and outside of Hawaii as well. And so for Moana McAdams, who's asking some questions about finding support for maybe her own books or his own books, there are so many people that would be willing to help because people are just so crazy to do ʻŌlelo to get it out there in so many forms. So I'm not sure if you have an info@Ka email to contact myself or Nālani. But do contact, I guess, is it info@kanaokana.net. It's an email that you can contact to get more information. We can send you some references if we need that, if we need to.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I see another question posed here. Are there any other storybooks that, either yourself, Nālani, or Manuwai, or both of you have co-written?
This is our first. Yeah, this was our first go at it. But I think I want to do, my experience from this book is that, like I said, every image, every painting has its own story. So I'd like to develop that a little more. Like this one, I actually went into the studio on the day of the supermoon. And so here in Aotearoa, we had earthquakes happen, and they were so strong that actually it happened in the South Island, but you could feel it all the way up in the North Island. I slept through the earthquake, went into the studio the next day, and I painted this. And then after that, I was talking to one of your other guests, Kale Nu'uhiwa, and she was saying, it's the supermoon. The supermoon is what caused the earthquake. And I got really excited about that because we often think about Hina as this really passive force. But actually, Hina is so powerful. Like Hina can pull Pele Honua Mea. When you think about, the power of the moon to actually shift the earth and the earth, what's happening within the earth. So yeah, lots of mo'olelo within this mo'olelo. Kaliko, Kalani, and Ka'aukai are actually my children. And this is a true story in the sense that Kaliko, Kalani, Ka'aukai is their great-great-grandmother. It just was that my father gave me those two names for my daughter and for my son, and they are the name of my great-grandmother, Kaliko Kalani Ka'aukai. Now she has her own story as well, because Queen Emma actually came to Kalapana and selected her. She wanted to take Kaliko Kalani from Kalapana to Honolulu. She wanted her to live on the palace grounds, and her father did not want that to happen. And so he actually retreated up and he hid in the mountains away because he didn't want his daughter to be taken. They found him and they actually explained to him, your daughter will be a leader someday. And so let us take her. And when she comes back, she'll have these skills that she can share with the Kalapana community. And so she did return, and she actually gave birth to 12 children. Wow. And so I tried to message some of the ʻohana from Hawaiʻi Island just to let them know to tune in, because we would be sharing a little bit about this moʻokūʻauhau. And so this is a moʻokūʻauhau moʻolelo. Everything in it, the present people, like the characters, the children, but also the great-great-grandmother, all the way back to Hina. So we have some questions that we created, and we thought that these could be a way that the ʻohana back home could, in their own homes and in their own spaces and in their own time, just start thinking about their moʻokūʻauhau and their ancestral names. So even if you don't know much about your moʻokūʻauhau, I didn't initially, even out sailing on Hokulea, I did not know that our ʻohana name was Kanakaʻaukai. It wasn't until after I returned. The other names, like my brother's name is Kealekahiki, which was grandpa's name, yeah, Manuwai? And then my other brother is Ka'aukai. Yeah, and so, Kealekahiki is a place of learning where navigators would go on the island of Ko'olave and learn the art of navigation. I believe it's also the channel between the islands. And it's the place where you launch the canoe to go to Kahiki or Tahiti. So like within an ancestral name that you might have been given, you actually have a lot of mana'o about your mo'okūʻauhau.
Yeah, mahalo. I think those are really great, and I love these questions that you've put together. And like Nālani was sharing, we're hoping you know, maybe you can go back, you can rewind this later, you can watch the story again, and maybe have some of these discussions as a ʻohana, and thinking about what is your moʻokūʻauhau, what can we learn about our moʻokūʻauhau from our ancestral names, what is your va'a story, how will we be future kupuna? Now that's a really interesting question, you know, and I, you know, a lot of our ʻohana on the mauna, they were always posing. I remember hearing that coming from the mauna, like, what kind of kupuna are you gonna be? You know, to really put it out there. And I think that has been, you know, a really moving question for so many of us to really think about that. Like, what are you doing today? And how does that pay it forward to those generations to come? And so I really mahalo having these questions, and we encourage all of you to really think about this, and we encourage you to have these discussions as a ʻohana. And so yeah, again, I'm gonna take us off of the screen now and see, so that we can see everyone, all of our presenters here. And you know, a lot of we're getting some good feedback here in our chat, and you know, people are saying, Katie says, oh, can watch this again and share this with others. Yes, you can. Once it's done, we're gonna be having it recorded, and you can watch it on Facebook, and we also have it on YouTube as well. So really exciting, and just we're so blessed to have you share a ʻohana moʻolelo. And you know, maybe, I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts or encouragement to encourage more authoring of moʻolelo out there. I mean, that this is a perfect time. I think, you know, the ʻohana is all together, and you know, let's see what kind of moʻolelo we can get during this. That would be a great outcome of being stay at home and, you know, being quarantined in our special places. So yeah, any last advice or mana'o to all of our ʻohana out there?
Yeah, I this one comment caught my eye, and it kind of leads into that. It's from La'iku, and La'iku asked, "Did you like telling the story?" And yes, very much. I love storytelling, and I also want to tell La'iku that it just triggered a memory of a voyager called La'iku. So if you were to Google, I think it's Nawahine Holava'a, that I think it's the doctorate research will come up, and you can actually search that document, just put in find and type in La'iku, and that little story might come up. And so maybe La'iku would like to tell that as a wa'a mo'olelo. Just, yeah, it's so important in terms of that last question about being kupuna of the future. All of our present day stories are really important to pass on, because we will be future ancestors. And yeah, so the other thing I kind of am excited about, but not sure if I can live up to the challenge, is Kamehameha Publishing asking for a young adult novel, which is based on this. And so I'm working on that and thinking about how I can do that, if I can do that. But if I do manage it, it's gonna be futuristic. You know, it's gonna be like sci-fi. We need to, in these times, start really thinking creatively, and we bring our ancestors with us. We are our ancestors, and so moving into the future, you know, we are that as well. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I'm not being too dreamy.
Thanks for sharing that. I mean, it's good to put some dreams out there and to put it as a goal, and we all should be doing that, right? And we really want to put a kahea out to everyone to start writing mo'olelo. So Manuwai, he maumana opaha ko no kia ʻohana helu helu?
No, ʻaʻohe hou mea ka lava ka ʻŌlelo a Nālani I hoʻopuka mai ua nani e like me ka ʻolua I ʻōlelo ai, aia nā ʻōlelo a pau, aia ka haʻina I loko o kako, e huli aku I keia mau ike, a e holomua kako ma ka moʻolelo.
Mahalo. And before I bring up the screen sharing again, just to kind of start to wrap us up, you know, we were really thankful that Meleana kind of started on this mo'olelo trend, right? On Friday last week, her session, and you can go check it out if you didn't see that one. She really encouraged us to make your own little book. And so I'm just gonna give you guys a preview of a book I made, and it's not done yet, but this is a picture, but I started a little book. So books come in all forms. Doesn't have to be, you know, like 8.5 by 11 and stuff. This is made with brown paper bag, got some watercolor out, and I'm still working on it. But yeah, just having fun, you know, and thinking about a mele in this form. So yeah, I encourage all of you to come up with your own books, and we want to see them. Maybe you can post that on Facebook and share with us, you know, what are some of your stories. And stories again can be, you know, just a few lines, and stories can be paragraphs of mo'olelo. But we would love to see what kind of mo'olelo, you know, all of our ʻohana come out with. And so before we come to an end here, we humbly ask all of you to help us make this better. And if you can go to kanaiokana.net/survey, and you can do that as soon as we're done. Again, that's kanaiokana.net/survey, and just ask, we ask a few questions there. I think there's like 5 or 6. It shouldn't take you too long, but it really helps us to know that, you know, what you think about the kinds of programs we've been bringing forward to you. And then we also want to know, one of the last questions is, what other kinds of programs would you like? You know, do you like the Papa Mele? Do you want more of these kinds of reading of books and talking to authors? Do you like art, like Meleana? And should we get more of those kinds of mo'olelo? And, you know, I want to invite you all to come back and join us, because just like this one, we have more exciting sessions coming up. And this Thursday at 9 a.m., Ku'ulei Kanahele will be talking about Kanawai Pele. And then Thursday afternoon, we'll be having a special Papa Mele Kahiki. So very much tied into all of this voyaging mo'olelo and, you know, hina, and, you know, so my friends Vai and Keua from here on Kauai will be sharing some original mele kahiki. And so that coming from Tahiti. So please come back and join us, and stay tuned. We might have a special guest on Friday. We don't know, but you'll have to tune in, and you can check us out here and stay connected with us on Facebook. You can look for Ka Makana on Facebook. We have a website, and we're also on Instagram. So, you know, we're sharing all of these mo'olelo. So maybe another last opportunity to say mahalo and aloha. Nālani and Manuwai, anyone you guys want to send some special aloha out to before we end here? Hold on, I'll have to unmute you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Just to say aloha to, there's a few, or maybe more than a few Molokai people. They said they're going to watch today. So the ʻohana Carlson, I hope they're there. Aloha mahalo no ka nana ana mai, ho'olohe ana mai.
Oh, Maikai, yeah, I'll do a shout out to Auntie Penny Martin and Ui Lima, all the Molokai ʻohana, and yeah, Maile Naehu, and there's so many people to shout out to, but thank you to everyone for tuning in and for all of your comments and participating. It's been really fun, and mahalo to you, Malia, for having us today.
Ay, mahalo nui. And, you know, Manuwai, I saw a special greeting to you. from Kaunaoa. Aloha nui e ku'uhoa e Manuwai o Kaunaoa keia aia mako ma Waikapu Maui.
Mahalo nui e Kaunaoa ma, ke aloha no.
Ai, ke aloha no e nā ʻohana. And so here we are at the ending. So ke aloha ia oko apau. Haku moʻolelo kako. Aloha.